bring more to our fans.
So how is the sound going to be like compared to your previous albums?
I think it's definitely different sounding. It's long since we've been in the studio, so a lot of different inspirations and things we wanted to speak about. And can't really get into specifics of what it sounds like because I want people to be able to hear it for themselves. But a lot of the lyrics I feel like are going to be almost a different change for a lot of people to listen to.
It's also an evolution. Musically, I think we've been inspired by a lot of things recently that play a big part into it. We sort of are grounded in our main influences, people like Stevie Wonder, Johnny Cash, Prince, and the Beatles and all that. But taking that and then adding new sounds and a new perspective to the sonic quality of the record has been a fun journey to go on.
All right. Now enough about me and my questions. I'm sure all of our friends from the media here already want to ask their questions for you. So let me start now. This one is from Poch Concepcion from PDI. Is Poch Concepcion right here? Right
Hello.
there. Okay.
Hi.
So this is his question. What do you think about the resurgence of boy bands like One Direction?
It's kind of amazing to see how things always come in cycles, and luckily we've been able to be a band that has been making our own music and creating our own, hopefully now destiny, and we're excited about it. But those guys are amazing, they're making great music, and it's definitely fun to see the world accepting that kind of. Yeah, it's really great.
But growing up, did you follow any boy bands like Backstreet? Like I was a big Backstreet Boys fan.
So were we.
One of our first shows that we ever played together was opening for the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, nice.
So we definitely have love for the Backstreet Boys, and seeing that at the end of the day, it's really great pop music is always great, and the same thing applies with some of these newer pop boy bands and other things out there right now, I think.
All right, Sir Watch, do you want to have any other questions somewhere? That's okay.
Which do you prefer, music or acting? Why?
I think it's probably different for all of us, but go ahead.
I mean, I would say it comes back to music, everything. I mean, I really do love acting and love to do more of that, but music is kind of how we started, and it'll always be the front for us.
I think that I'm going to be greedy and say like places where I can do both. Yeah, I love the theater stage because I can sing, dance, and act all on one stage, and it's really fulfilling as an artist and a performer.
All right, now we move on to our second question. This is from Carla from PhilippineConcerts.com. Okay.
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty. All right, now this is our question. It must get tiring sometimes to be globally recognized celebrities with the crowds, security, etc. If you could spend a day as non-celebs, where would you go and what would you do?
Luckily, we have a really good team of people around us to help us go and see and do things that I think would be more difficult in living a public life. So they really help us. So we're able to see things and go do things as long as it's kind of set up beforehand. Like today, for instance, we went out and saw some of the city, and it was really great. Where did we go? Do you remember which spot?
I don't know.
Describe
It's
it.
a park.
Is it? Oh, Rizal Park.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A lot of kids running around. Kids and cats, actually.
And other creatures as well. Okay, sir, do you want to have a follow-up, or you're fine with that?
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we saw a big sign that said it's more fun in the Philippines.
So is it?
It
Is
is.
it more
It's-
fun
of
in the
course.
Philippines?
So far.
We'll wait till tomorrow night.
Oh, you are going to be overwhelmed. So don't let me down, okay? Make sure you give enough love to the Jonas Brothers. Okay, now the next question is from Angela Ignacio from Inquirer. And, okay, there's Angela. And she goes, is there a stigma to growing up from teen idols to mature artists? If so, how do you deal with it?
I think for us, we were able to take a break. So there wasn't anything that musically or even career-wise that we felt like we had to force our fans or other people to say, we're adults now. I think taking that break kind of let people understand that we're just becoming who we were. And our fans grew up with us, which has been always really nice. I mean, they, as say we graduate, and musically they graduate by going to university or things like that. So it's cool to see. It's like when we played our show, we played a show in Radio City a week ago, and seeing familiar faces, but now a lot older, was thrilling.
All right. Okay. Now the next question is from Manila concert scene, Jamie Ortega.
Hi, Jimmy. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Do you want to ask them your question? Or? Okay, let's make it personal.
Alright. Okay. Wait. This is for Joe. How has I'm a big fan of the Next. So how has mentoring of the Next helped you as an artist?
Thank you. We've been able to mentor other artists, kind of all three of us, behind the scenes, and now doing something like that on camera. It was a little bit different because you have to show a lot of honesty with an artist or artists. You say either, sometimes it comes down to where you have to say, this is not for you, or you're a star, you should be on a bigger stage. And helping these artists and kind of finding out what makes them sing, why they get on stage, why they pick the songs they want to do. And that was something about this show in particular that I really was attracted to, the fact that we dove into these people's lives rather than just kind of meeting them when they get on stage and audition. So I would definitely do it again and hope to mentor artists in the future.
Do you have ask another question or just one? Or a follow-up?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Alright, last question. Do you guys have any backstage rituals? Because I know that you guys are you're very passionate about your spirituality and all that. So I know that you pray, but do you have any other backstage rituals? And thank you, and have a great concert tomorrow.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
So happy to have met you guys.
And she loves you.
Yes, I do. I love you guys.
Rituals, yeah, I think that we definitely all get together, say a big prayer, make sure that we're in the right headspace. We try to do about a 30 to 45 minute lockdown, we call it, for the show, where it's just the three of us in the dressing room warming up and getting in the right mind for the show. But also, we say this thing, we all get together and we say, living the dream, baby, living the dream is kind of our big chant together.
All right, let's make things a little bit more personal here. Do you guys want to pick the questions? I'll
Sure.
read them. You
Let's
pick,
do
then
it.
I read.
I'm gonna go with the pink.
All right.
All right, this handwriting's a little tough, but I want to try to
I
figure
can
it
help
out.
you with that. You see, it's like Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, you're gonna help me out here. I'm having difficulty reading now.
Okay, this is again from Punch of Inquirer.
That's okay.
That's already been asked.
Oh!
All
Can I
right.
grab another one?
Yeah, please.
All right. Oh, there's a lot on this one. Okay. Here you go.
Let's go. This is from Florencio Jusay and Manuel Tulay. There. Being part of Disney, were there was a time you wanted to be part or sing in a Disney cartoon?
Oh, wow.
That's a first question for us.
Yeah.
Growing up with those films and growing up with those, animated movies now, especially like Toy Story and now all the other things, those movies are great. We actually watched one on the plane coming over. But I think that we had an opportunity to work with Disney in a different way. We were able to be part of our own musical, experience with them with Camp Rock and doing different things. So luckily we had our fill of that, and hopefully continue to do things like that in the future, whether with them or with other people. But for right now, we're just kind of focused on the music and excited about it.
When I was a kid, I did Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway show. I played Chip the Teacup, so I got my Disney fill when I was very young.
Okay, now you want to pick the next question. I can read it for you. Just
Let's see if I can read it.
all right. It's a challenge.
Oh, you got good handwriting.
How important is social media for your career? How do you control letters online and bashers?
Haters and bashers.
Haters and bashers. Orange Magazine TV. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Social media is a big part of everything we do. I think that, what's funny is when we first came out, we were kind of on the forefront of MySpace being popular, and now that's not as popular as Facebook and Twitter and all the rest.
What are you talking about? Friendster's there still.
But it was definitely our way of kind of releasing our music and getting things started for us, because we had a label at the time that wasn't as supportive as we would have needed them to be. So it's always been important to us and continues to be important. I was just Instagramming a bunch of pictures before from the city. And then as far as bashers and haters and things, I think that, I love when people kind of hate and get passionate about that, because it shows you that there's more that really care. And if you're stirring up that much passion in people, it means you're doing something right. Even if a small portion of it is negative, it means a large portion is positive.
it basically depends on where you focus also,
Exactly.
right?
If you're looking for it, you'll find it. But if you focus on the positive things, I think you're always going to be happier.
Yes.
All right, Kevin, you wanna
Sure.
pick the next one?
Oh, this is from Enzo Luna and OneVanillaExpress.com. What have you learned from your 3-year hiatus as a group and individuals? For me personally, I was able to get married and spend a little time not on the road. We got married while we were still traveling and different things, but it was nice to be able to have a break. And then I learned a lot about life and learned those experiences. And we've been saying this recently. We've been saying that, we needed to live a little bit of life so we could write about it and talk about it. And it's definitely true. And I think that goes for all of us. Okay.
Yeah, during the 3-year hiatus that we took, I think, we all made it a priority to go and do things we were passionate about on the career front as individuals, but also, in a personal life too. We had to live some life to experience some certain things to be able to write about it. We grew up a lot in that time as well, I think, and it set us up perfectly for this next phase.
Okay, now this next question is from the beautiful person in red here. Okay.
No.
And, okay, here it goes. It says, it's the first time of Jonas Brothers in the Philippines for a big concert. Any expectations and what will the fans expect? Sarah.
Well, our expectations, I've only been able to kind of see what we have seen from Facebook and Twitter and the excitement. So we know there's a lot of excited fans and ready fans. And for us personally, what the fans can expect, just a fun show. We love to just bring a good show, hopefully, to the crowd. And if it's anything like New York City, it's going to be something to remember.
I think also we've made music the focus in this show in particular. In years past, I think we had more gags and sort of production elements, whereas this one is really about the music and connecting with the fans and the audience and giving them kind of a new take on some of the older songs, and then introducing some new songs that we're really excited about. We'll be playing at least 3 new songs they can expect. So hopefully they like all that.
So for sure it's going to be intimate.
Yeah, I think intimate. It still, I think, will have an element of sort of bigness to it, but it's definitely all about the music and focusing on that.
Okay, now the next question. I'll go for the pink paper here. To Nick Jonas, what do you think of Lea Salonga since you appeared together in the 25th Les Mis anniversary?
I love her. She's amazing, so talented, and we actually talked about coming to the Philippines a few times while we were doing the 25th anniversary production. And I know that she had a chance to meet with Anna Maria, who is with us on this show. But it was great to do that with her, and she's obviously a legend at this point in the theater community and around the world. And she said very good things about this part of the world, and I'm so happy to be here from what she said about it.
Have you guys learned any Tagalog words already? Oh, we should teach them, guys.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
Yeah,
Okay, what do you want to teach them?
us.
Let's just get comfortable. What are we saying here?
Okay, we're gonna say I love you.
Everyone always goes for the bad words first.
No. We're gonna cue it
It means I love you. It's like, sure it does.
Mahal ko kayo, that's right. You can also say maganda. Filipinos are beautiful. Maganda kayo.
Joe Jonas for bench. I saw that.
We pull and we see the massive billboard. We're like, wow, Joe, that was awesome.
I said, I know him.
Yeah. He's like, no. All right, now we move to the next question. Oh, you want to pick?
I really do, actually.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm changing it up. I'm going orange. Well, this is a long one. All right, Total Girl Magazine. In the house. Was there a moment during your break hiatus at a band that you faced fear of or doubt about all the changes? Like fans not liking your music or hardships in your career? How do you deal?
I think that we may have felt that way had we not been doing things as individuals to kind of keep things going. You know, Joe with his solo record, and Kevin with his television show and other things. And, I was doing theater stuff and producing for other people. Oh, Sharice, isn't it? That was fun.
Oh.
She also told me that you guys were awesome when she came in. So, but it was, yeah, it was a season of keeping busy outside of the group. So there really weren't any fears. I think that after about 2.5, 3 years, though, we were definitely ready to jump back in and, you know, kind of take the reins again and go for it.
That's it? Okay.
I would agree with you.
Let's go, we shall.
All right. Natalie Tomata. Yeah. Okay. Nathalie. Sorry. Question: how did your time apart help your dynamics and musicality as a band?
Nice.
Sorry. Cursive. Hard. That's why we're musicians.
We barely graduated.
I think we spent time learning about other music as well and what was going on in those moments. You know, we each went to different concerts and, you know, lived different parts of, you know, life and brought new things to that. And I think having time apart really did help us, but at the same time we're brothers. We weren't really ever apart.
Right.
It's not like we didn't see each other or hang out. We were always hanging out, seeing each other, but really it was less about the music for a little while, just more about building a better bond together as brothers.
But okay, since you said that you guys are always together, I mean, you have to be together because you're family. Like,
Yeah, for 6 years straight, we spent every day together, so it was,
So how was
it was a
that?
little nice being able to not have to see these two guys for a little while.
well, so what do you do when it gets too much? You know what I mean? Like when you just
Fight.
Yeah, all right.
No. Well,
Sometimes.
So how do you guys fight? I think that's a better question.
how do we fight? Well, it really depends. We don't ever get physical with each other. We're not ones to get physical, but we definitely, you know, challenge